You are welcome to yet another edition of Abrahamic Mission, a program that is designed to promote national unity and understanding in our nation. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi, and joining me in the studio today is Bishop Peter Ogunmuyiwa of the African Church Diocese of the North and Abuja. Bishop, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And also, that Imam that people are talking about now is Imam Nora Khalid, is the Imam of Legislative Quarters Mosque in Apo here in Abuja. Imam Nora Khalid, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I will ask you a special question.
Thank you.
Recently, you've introduced something into the imamship where you raise so many things. You will explain it, but that is when we finish reading some of the messages which we have received in the past few days. Let me start with this person. He said, "Well done, sir. My name is Pastor Godwin Yinka Adeyemi from Lagos. I love this wonderful program. I think language is the big problem between the two religions. We are servicing the same God. Please enlighten our people more. May God bless our two fathers. You will live long." He raised something. He said language. Okay. This man right. He said this is a credible program. Any right-thinking believer should watch and listen. This will enlighten us why it is very unpleasant for people to fight in the name of religion. Another man right. He said, "Good evening, great men in the studio. I want to appreciate you all for this wonderful program. In fact, every Nigerian should pay attention to this program. It will help us. Ifanyi Onyejiwa Sito from Umaiha in Abia State." Another man right. He says, "Indeed, this is one of the best enlightenment program of the NTA I have ever seen in my life. Keep the good job of uniting and harmonizing Nigerians. Yusuf Bakoji from Makodi."
That he has ever seen in his life.
Well,
means, religion plays a very vital role in shaping and molding the life of people. He must have watched so many programs, but interestingly, this has really attracted him. And it shows that our religious life is very crucial to the way we behave in life. And so we are calling on the government to please find a way of more adding flesh to this program. If possible, some of our highlights, some of our statements here can form the highlights on news highlights, so that people who are unable or who were unable to watch any of the episodes will see it on news, and then it will carry the message down to them over there.
Because it is helping the government to make sure that there is peace in the country. Because when the religious leaders are inviting people to harmonize their way of doing things, and to believe that we must live together in this country in a cordial way, then governance will be more easier.
Yeah.
Thank you. This man said, "Good day, fathers. Your program is a massive blessing to our nation. Sincerely, I would love our schools up to higher institutions to make it compulsory that both religions are taught, that is CRK and IRK. I believe right from primary school to university will help more. You are all truly awesome." Ayola Johnson from Lagos.
I think this issue of teaching religious subjects in the school have been debated, and I know at a point in time both CAN and the Islamic body made an appeal to government on this, that it should be part of the curriculum. So I believe by now religious studies should have been taken in the schools.
No,
I don't know.
What he's saying is that every student should not
should be a compulsory subject.
Should not be given choice between IRK and CRK.
Okay, should be a
because
compulsory.
whether you are a Muslim, it's good you know a little about Christianity.
That was how it was during our own time.
Yeah.
We were made to take the two courses, IRK and BK at that point in time.
I think the basic knowledge of religions is what we're supposed to have in our curriculum.
Exactly.
So that we know. For instance, when I went to the university, and I was surprised to see that I went to read Islamic studies. That's my area of studies. But I have seen early church history, Christianity. So I now begin to think, why should I read? But after studying that,
You now know.
and now that I live as an imam in Abuja, I appreciate more the importance of what I learned during my university courses.
That was interesting.
What helps people like us that I went to a Catholic modern school after I wouldn't have gotten any opportunity to know anything about Islam because
About Christianity.
about Christianity, because our own will live a regimented life if not for the opportunity that people like us had with the Catholic Church, and that is why we'll get exposed. So I think it is a very good thing that we be able to appreciate ourselves if we read, we know more about ourselves, especially at a tender age. Your heart will be open, it will not be negative. Then you appreciate whatever you are. Like Imam has just said now, he is now thanking those who introduced CRK, early church history, all those things to him. So I think it will be very good for all of us. The bishop was there, Reverend Father was there recently, who speaks Arabic fluently. He also read Islamic studies, and he said something why it's good for us to have the two knowledge. When we are talking about ram during Salah, he said Christian who knows should go and meet any Muslim that they have right to that ram because it's from Abraham. So if it is from a Christian should go there and say, where is my own? That you don't need to wait for until when they bring it for you. So it means that because it is those who know that can actually lead.
Exactly.
Let me continue. This man said, I love this program. My name is Rose from Shagamu. My question is, why is Muslim calling Christian Arna? I think it's a very good question. Imam Khalid is even here.
Yeah, it's out of ignorance, because if you look at the Quran from the bottom to the head to the end, you cannot find the word Arni. But the origin or the etymology of that word Arna is from arena. People who lived in one village called Arena. They visited the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they shown him that they have accepted Islam. And on the process of teaching them, now he realized that they were sick because of the weather of Medina. Now he ordered them to go and take milk of the camels in the place where his camel were kept. So when reaching there, they now killed the camel keeper and took away the camels. So that is why when somebody did not behave well, he become a criminal, they call him Arni. So the meaning of a criminal is not infidel. It's not someone who doesn't believe in Islam, but somebody who is a terrorist, who is a criminal. That is the meaning of the word. So you can use it on a person who the Quran address him as Ahlul Kitab. You can use it. It's ignorance.
Your advice to those who are calling Christians
Arna to stop that. It's not good, because if there is authority, they can sue you to court and ask you, why did you address him as Arna?
And what did the Quran say about giving people names that they don't like, they don't want? ولا
تلبسوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالاسم الفسوق.
بئس الاسم
الفسوق بعد الإيمان.
Please tell us what you are saying.
That you should not disgrace yourselves, parts of yourselves,
your fellow human being,
and do not use bad name to address your fellow brother.
That's interesting.
And that is a very bad thing to do.
So if Quran commanded Muslims not to give bad name to other people, then if you call yourself Muslim, then you must stop addressing somebody with a name that it does not like.
Yeah, of course.
I will take a break now. Then after it, we'll now come to this main topic.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
You are welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Abrahamic Mission, and today we are discussing religious and ethnic tolerance, promoting in the promotion of national unity. And joining me in the studio today is Imam Nura Khalid, who is the Imam of Apo Legislative Quarters here in Abuja. Imam, you are welcome once again.
Thank you for having me.
And we have our own bishop, who is a member of the house. Is Bishop Peter Ogumoyiwa, who is the coordinating chaplain of National Ecumenical Center, and is also of the African Church. I think he's on diplomatic work in National Ecumenical Center, but is from the African Church Diocese of the North and Abuja. Bishop, you are welcome once again.
You are welcome.
Today we'll be discussing religious and ethnic tolerance in promoting national unity. If you see what is happening in our country today, you will discover that this topic is actually what all of us should be talking about. Bishop, what will be your opinion? We want to discuss national, what I call religious tolerance. How will you define it in your church? If you want to say this is what you want to say, what will you tell them?
Well, your religion and ethnicity is used interchangeably, in the sense that most ethnic groups also have religion embedded in it. There is no one that comes from, when we are talking of ethnicity, we are talking of a particular way of life, which in a group where they speak the same language and they have a common culture. And where that one is done, they speak the same language, and religion also comes in. They practice almost the same religion, and they use that to promote or advance their course of life. So I think ethnicity is part of our being, because all of us, whether by accident or whichever way, we are born into a particular ethnic group. And some of us also, it could be by accident, we were also born into a particular religion. Most of us who practice one religion or the other today, or we are in a particular ethnic, it's not because we choose it. We did not choose to be. For instance, I did not choose to be a Yoruba man. I did not choose to be a Christian, but somehow, or whichever way, I was born into a Yoruba family, and I was born into a Christian home. And so, if this is the case that we find ourselves, then it is not too good for us to think that our ethnic group or our religion or my ethnic group is better than his religion or his ethnic group. Because if I happen to be born into his own family, I will probably have become a Muslim, or I will also be a Fulani, and whichever. So Nigeria is a country that has so many ethnic groups, about 250 plus ethnic groups in Nigeria, and also majorly we practice three religions. Of course, we have more than three religions, but majorly we have Islam, Christianity, and African traditional religion. For us to live together as a people, as a citizen, then we need to understand our diversity. We need to understand that we are who we are. that what I am is not in any way better than who he is. I used to think, I'm so very sorry to this, and with all due apology, when we were young, when I see an Hausa man, what we now know as whether Hausa Fulani, ordinarily we say Hausa man, they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to read. They don't go to school. They don't. The first time an Hausa man drove me in a car was very long ago when I was seeking admission to University of Jos. That was in 1986. And the driver then was an Hausa man. I was uncomfortable till we get to Jos. I say, hey, Hausa man, that their upbringing is that they don't know anything. But eventually I discovered that they even know we have first class and so on. So what I'm trying to say is that in every tribe we have genius. And that I am a Yoruba man does not mean that I'm better than an Hausa man. And that you are a Hausa Fulani man does not mean that you are better than me. It depends on the circumstance of your birth. So Nigeria is blessed with so many tribes, and so many we speak so many languages. In Edo State, it will surprise you that you will move a kilometer and you will meet different languages, and still the same state they speak different languages. And our languages, our culture, our ethnicity must be a blessing to us. We must know that God has a reason for bringing all of us together into this project that is called Nigeria. So I think ethnicity and religiosity should be a blessing, and of course I believe it's a blessing, except that some of us are trying to use it in a negative way. Okay. But as we move on in the course of this, we will still advance some factors and reasons why we should make sure that we take advantage of our ethnicity and our ethno-religious affiliations to really help in promoting peace and unity in Nigeria. Imam.
The central issue about tolerance is to appreciate the Almighty for having the ability, sole ability to create different kind of things. He created me as an African. He created me a Hausa, Fulani. He created this as Yoruba, this and that. Then the
Yoruba Fulani and Yoruba Fulani.
Yoruba Fulani. And then we also have to respect one another, because respect goes both ways. It's a two-way traffic. What goes in comes out. If I respect you, I am inviting you to respect me.
Definitely.
But if I disrespect you, then I'm inviting you to challenge me and ask me, why will I treat you that way? So it is important to also know that we share one common root. We are all human. We are created by God. And our books have this as the basis of belief. One important thing to note about this is the beginning of all the two scriptures shows the origin of man. It is in the Quran, in the 2nd chapter. It is in the Bible,
in the first chapter,
in the first chapter, yes. In the Genesis. Yes. So you can Genesis see 1:1. we share that common source. That is, we are created by God through Adam. So now, if I respect you, then there is another step, that is to love every human being. You cannot do that until you understand that you have to treat people the way you want them to treat you. And that is, you can't consider people to be second-class people or second-class citizens. You have to respect every person, and you have to, yes, agree that you have to agree that there are differences, and that different, you are you are what you are. He is what he is. He can't be you. Therefore, tolerate what he is doing that you can't do. agree that he is very important because he can offer to the society what you cannot do. For instance, when you have garbage in your house, you have a lot of garbage in your home, you want to clear it, and you can't do it yourself. The very common man, the lowest man in the society, you invite him to take that garbage away from your home. Now he has contributed to your life. Without him, you can't get that service.
Exactly.
So that means that every person in the society is important.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay, Imam, you two of you have raised one fundamental thing where we used to have problem. And that fundamental thing is, I don't want to say ignorance, but I want to say lack of exposure. We do not know ourselves. If you see any man who has lived in the north before, let's say he's from the south, and he now comes back home, whenever anybody is talking about anybody from the north, he will not tell you, no, this is the reason they do this. That's the reason they do that.
Yes.
Somebody was raising on a television program that anybody who wants to become the president of this country must have lived at least in 2 other regions of the country. That if it is only your region you have stayed, you are not qualified to contest for the position of presidency, because it means you won't know more than your area. So, and the moment you know about other people, definitely look at our military. If not, they are one of the best on earth. You can see. The reason I always tell people, we have those 2 political parties in Nigeria. I hope they will not hold me. The military and all of us and other people that have blood, because they used to refer to us
the
as
civilians, bloody
civilian, and I always tell them bloodless soldiers, since we are bloody. So we will be borrowing them our blood. I think the fundamental thing here is that we are not exposed, we do not know about each other, and I think this program, this is what is out to do. If we understand, you don't even need anything. If you stay with a particular group, you see the way they do it, and when you see the larger community doing it, if anybody wants to misbehave, we say, no, this is what they do. And that's the problem we have. If you see people from the core south or core south and core north, you discover that the core south is not ready to listen to anybody from the core north. The core north, not ready to listen. People think they are extremists. They are not. It's just they are not exposed.
They are not exposed.
Only what we now need now is to expose the 2 of them to their cultures.
Exactly.
Come, let me now go to...
I think that is one of the essence of having the NYSC in Nigeria.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we have defeated the...
And even unity schools.
Yes.
Let me give you an example of it. You know, the Secretary of Commonwealth, Emeka Anyaoku, an average person, you look at him as a Yoruba man, because all his life are in UI. University of Ibadan. People like Bola Ige, Emeka Anyaoku, and there are contemporaries like that. The 3 of them or 4, 5 of them, none of them is from the same region. They are close more than anything you can imagine. Now, is that what we are having today? Well, we know that God in His infinite mercy, we guide us. Now, with this kind of thing that you have raised now, then why do we now need to come together?
Well, we need to come together for so many reasons, because we are gifted differently. The knowledge that, you see, most of the problems we have in this ethnicity and religious is also environmental. Environmental, just like you have to buttress what you have said. The environment that we grow up determines to a large extent how we behave. And if we are able to integrate, then we will know ourselves better, just like we are saying. And the best way for us to harness the potentials of Nigerians is to really come together, integrate, and then tap from what the Hausa Fulani man is good in doing is different from what a Yoruba man is good in doing. And it's also different from what an Igbo man, for instance, is very good in doing. But the truth of the matter is that a Yoruba man needs an Hausa man, Fulani man. A Fulani man needs an Igbo man. For instance, the Igbos are good in trade, in commerce, Why the Yorubas are also good in other things. The Fulani is
in accountancy.
In accountancy, then Fulani
in administration.
Administration and others in husbandry, animal husbandry. Now, if you now say you don't need our Hausa man, then you want to, you're a Fulani man, you want to die. So what we should be doing as a nation is look at the area that this area is gifted, then bring it to the table. The area that this one is also good, bring it to the table and bring them together for the betterment of Nigeria as a nation. Because we are failing in harnessing all these human and natural resources, the same way God in his own way deposited natural resources at the different geopolitical zones. No one zone has everything. You will see that as Nigeria is, a particular zone grows the particular crops that is different from the other zone. So you can see that what Nigeria is an handiwork of God, is a project of God. And if we can bring them together, America is another, is a state like Nigeria. That's why they say United States of America. But what United States has been able to do is to make sure that you make the best use of their talents as it comes from their different geopolitical zones. So I think rather than us using religion and our ethnics to divide ourselves, we should use our religion and our ethnics to rather promote the development of this country. And when we are talking of unity, we are saying we should be united in ensuring that we pursue a common goal of development. The unity we are saying in Nigeria is that once we are united, look at the football team, for instance. Because of unity that takes place in that particular team, everybody, the defender will not deny the attacker of supplying him ball. He won't say because the attacker will take the glory of scoring, Ronaldo will score, but the defender will be the one.
Watch match like this.
Oh, the defender will be the one that will supply the ball, not minding that he will score. But if he holds it to himself, like what we are having in Nigeria now, everybody is saying my tribe, my ethnic, my religion, then it means we are not really pursuing the goal which I term as goal of development. I think Nigeria can be one of the greatest nations in the world if we play down our ethnicity. Iman has rightly said that we are from the same source. Now, what led to ethnicity even in the first instance is environment. When Adam began to have children and they grow, at a point their base could not contain them. They had to move to another area, and once you move to another area, the environment there may not be friendly to you. Yeah. It will remold you to becoming even this color. If we are all Abraham generation, Abraham may be, let us even say Abraham was a white man. Let us just agree, because we didn't know actually the type of color. Let us say he was a white man. But why are we black in this part of the world? It's because of the environment. Sun, for instance, the weather changes us. But that the weather changes our language, it changes our color, does not mean that we are still not generation of Adam. So in other words, we are still human beings, we are still the same. So if all of us, if a Fulani man, an Hausa man, a Yoruba man, an Igbo man will have this understanding that Imam have just said now, the understanding that no, we are one source, we are the same, we are one person from unless you want to say you are not from Adam. So if you are from Adam, so the ethnicity is circumstantial, it's environmental.
Okay.
So if we see it that way, then we should all learn to now say, okay, it doesn't matter. So and even in marriage, it doesn't matter who I marry. What matters is that the type of person I marry, the type of home my wife comes from, not the type of religion or the type of ethnicity it comes from, because we are from one family, one tribe. These two religions come from Adam, and if we bring it back to Adam, then it means there is no Islam, there's no Christianity, it's just Adam and one religion. And in heaven we will all practice just one religion. So
Now,
we go back to that Adamic
Abrahamic
this thing family again,
okay.
and speak one language and one religion.
When there is fire in a home, all the members of that family will contribute in quenching that fire. No one will bring more fuel to add to the fire. Now, Nigeria is somehow in a fire. We have challenges, different kind of challenges. There is the need for us to unite ourselves so that every person can now bring his own contribution to quench this fire, so that Nigeria will go back to its earliest glory. Nigeria was blessed. It's a very important environment, rich with many things. But now we are not tapping the potentials that Almighty
given to us.
Given to us. We must rethink and see how to revive this country so that it will see a new dawn. And it can be done without tolerance, without unity, without love, without forgiveness, and without respect.
All this, it cannot be done without peace, without unity, without tolerance, without respect, and honoring ourselves. We also look at it more now that we have gotten these challenges. Although we want to discuss it more, but we go on a short break now. Then after the break, we now want to look at it that the effect, what we have seen by not coming together, we do not know that we are missing a lot. Everybody is missing. During a war, everybody loses. We'll go on a short break now. Until when we come back, you'll be able to join us. You will send your messages to 070-449-44949. That is the message, the number you are going to send your WhatsApp messages, SMS message. Please do not call. We'll now go on a short break. Please don't go away. We'll be back.
Nigeria, our great nation with vast and rich land. Our people are strong and united. Our founding fathers, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and a host of others bequeathed us a united, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Let us honor them by living in peace with one another. Let us eschew violence, ethnic profiling, and religious bigotry. We must avoid hate speech and other forms of derogatory words against our fellow Nigerians. Let our differences in tribes, cultures, religions, or politics be the ingredients that make our unity palatable. Let us all join hands to fight our common enemies of insecurity, poverty, and unemployment. Nigeria is big enough for us all. Let's unite to make our country a great place for us all. This message is from Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Yeah, welcome back. We are still discussing religious and ethnic tolerance in this our country so that we move our country forward. You have raised something that we just have to come together. Let me just give you one focal point so that my next question you'll be able to know where to go. The current Pope in the Catholic world, 3 Nigerians were eminently qualified to be a Pope. At the chimney, I monitor it religiously to see who will come out. We have our own Onaeka here, Father Arinze, and one other person. They were in chimney. It means we have the highest number of people who are qualified. Now, if we need anything in the Catholic world, we have one of the best brains Catholic have ever produced in Nigeria. Don't forget Father Tansi. We have that. Then after, there is a church in America. They call it the Church of Mormon, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't know how you know that church. After their number 1, their number 2 in that church is from Calabar. And that church, they are one of the richest church in the world, not just in America, in the world. The money they are spending in Nigeria alone, you can Google it, budget of Church of Mormon in Nigeria. You will see what I'm telling you. The former chief imam of Medina was from Adamawa. We have gotten also a Yoruba man who has also led so many other things in Saudi Arabia. You are now looking at that. If you also look at what Almighty Allah has given to us as a nation, I always tell people, Saudi has oil, they don't have gas. We will have gas. natural liquefied gas. Some people, they have gold. They do not have enough gold as we have in just one spot in Nigeria. Now, if we bring all these things together, I'm sure no country will beat us. No country can. Everybody will be coming to us to come. I remember around 1975-76, the king of Saudi Arabia used to come use UCH for medical treatment. As late as 75-76, king in Saudi Arabia. Now, because we are disunited, we are not tolerating ourselves. What do we do to get back and even moving? I will start with Imam this time around.
Okay, to put more importance to what you have said, we have everything. As I said earlier, look at uranium. We have it in many parts of Nigeria. Now, all this, Nigeria is a rich country, but it is being managed poorly. That is why we are suffering. And the most unfortunate thing is that those that are suffering are the fuel of this crisis. They are the one using, they are the one being used to destroy the country. If you hear of crisis in Jos, you will find that those killed and those who are suspected killers are the common man. Anywhere in Zamfara, anywhere you go, it is the common man. So therefore, I'm appealing to each and every one of us to understand that even if you are poor, you are not supposed to attack somebody. You are not supposed to destroy your area. You don't have any place to go other than that village that you are destroying. That man that you want to attack, maybe he, if you unite with him, can help you. You can help one another in promoting that village that you are living, or that city that you are living, or that state. If it is politics, we can vote and vote out without killing one another. It is a matter of choice. Tribe is not is by chance. We can't use it to destroy ourselves. Look at other areas. They are developing, and we 1 step forward, 10 steps backward.
99 backward.
99 backward. So we can't continue like that. We have to tolerate one another, respect one another, love one another, and help one another so that Nigeria will move forward.
Okay. My own, rather than us tolerating ourselves, I believe what we need to do is to accommodate ourselves, to accommodate our differences. And I want to bring my own solution to the table of those who are ruling us. Now, I don't know what informed the government in when you want to fill a form, you want to apply for a job or you want to do anything. There are these columns that ask for your religion, your ethnicity, and so on and so forth. Now we have come to a point that Nigeria is at a precipice. Nigeria is as if we are not moving forward again. If we have tried a policy or a way of doing things and it does not work, it may have worked for a period of time, but today it's not working. I want to suggest that for us to really achieve this unity we are talking about, the idea of putting your religion on whatever form you want to fill should be jettisoned with. There should not be religion there. There should not be
state of origin
there.
It should be state of domicile.
There should not be state of domicile.
To replace state of origin.
Then there should not be your ethnic, if you are from what ethnic group. I want to suggest this seriously. If government will listen to us, if government, number one, appreciate the fact that we have gotten to a point that tribalism is ruling the heart of many of us. Many politicians now that are seeking political office now, their intention is that if I get there, I will satisfy my people. We want Nigeria to be the people of everyone. And if we must achieve this unity, let government for once now try it and say, okay, henceforth, in filling any form, no, your religion does not matter. We don't want to know the religion you practice. We don't want to know your ethnic group. We don't want to know your state of origin. I want to beg government, let us try that. If we try this, then we begin to now know that you will see that people, they will now be recruiting everybody based on merit. It will not be based on catchment area, quota system. That's quota something I want to suggest sincerely that we should drop it and now go for merit. So that if I see a name and his name is Abimbola Okewale, for instance, that's a Yoruba name. You will not know whether Abimbola Okewale is a Muslim or is a Christian. So you will just look at him and assess him by, maybe you interview him for what you, and religion will never come in. I think that one, if we can at least try that, it will reduce this tribalism and ethnicity problem that we have. Then another thing, I've talked about the state of origin. Let everybody, there are some people who are, some Yorubas who are living in Sokoto, some Igbos who are living in Sokoto, and they have found Sokoto as their home. Yeah. There are some Fulanis that are in Yoruba land and have found Yoruba area as their home. So the idea of you are from which state, if it is possible for National Assembly to enact a law to do that, if we are serious of attaining what we are saying, peace and unity in this country, let us put that to a trial. And if we put it to a trial, I think we will start seeing ourselves as Nigerians and not as Yoruba man. You will even sometimes you'll be saying, for instance, look at this, our moderator here now. You hardly know it's a Yoruba man. It is when he says Adeyemi, if he say Fuad, you say it's a Fulani man. But when he has Adeyemi, you say, so this man is a Yoruba man. And I think that is what we should be thinking now. We should not be able to see us whether you are a Yoruba man or a Fulani man. So tomorrow now, I can decide to take, if I stay now in Sokoto and I grew up in Katsina, I can decide to take a name as Usman. And nobody will say, no, this one is a Yoruba man. And I can contest election from wherever I come from. So I think that is one of the areas where we play down ethnicity and religion and see ourselves as truly one citizen for a viral nation.
Let me come in. You see, there are two things that I want us to understand so that we can support what he said. First, I will give an example. In America, Obama won election and his origin is in Africa. Kenya. It's Kenya. And secondly, in one family, we have seen two presidents of the United States, Bush Jr. and Senior. Okay. Now come to Nigeria. If you look at civil service, it's a profession. Somebody will go up through that career, building the career, but when he attains the position to be appointed as a permanent secretary, now he will be denied that opportunity that because his quota is filled. You see, so this is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to readdress this kind of issues. And why will you go to hospital and they ask you what is your religion? What has that to do with your it's terrible. We are the ones giving religion the position that it will destroy us instead of promoting us.
Exactly.
Lastly, the issue of indigenship is very, very vital to come and readdress it. We need only national identity as Nigerians. I went to Kigali
in
Rwanda to study the effect of genocide and how I made a documentary. But the important thing I want us to understand that after the genocide, they now made it a law that no more Hutu, no more Tutsi. We are all Rwandans.
That is
so
it.
if you say Tutsi or Hutu, you are going to jail. So I know Nigeria, we have many tribes. that it is very difficult to address the issue of tribe, but let's start from indigenship. Let's say that you have the right to live anywhere in Nigeria as a Nigerian
and enjoy every right in that environment that you have, both political and whichever.
I met one man recently. He said he's an Igbo man. He said, but man, you want me to tell you the truth? I'm a Yoruba man. All my life in Lagos.
Yes, I have adopted the Yoruba name.
They say they use Igbo. But sincerely, if not people who are unjust, somebody has been living in a place for 50, 60, 70, 80 years.
Even
his father was back, and you now say it's not from that place.
From that area.
God will even ask. That is why God say any particular group of people, whether they have God or not, and they are just, God said they will continue to prosper. Any community that they are unjust, whether they are the ones sleeping in the house of God, God said they will not have his mercy. Now, do we now continue like this? What other things do you think need to be done? I think, to me, I think because of our own calling, I think we need to add one thing more. What will be your opinion? The position of prayers, and also for God to give us leaders who will actually do this, who will lead us well, to give us followers who will be conscious of God in their followership. What will now be your position? You're thinking about the position of prayer in all these things?
Well, I think prayer is very central in everything we do in this country. All the propositions we have come up with here now, we can support it with prayer. That God should raise a true Nigerian as our leader, as our president. Raise true Nigerians at all phases of life, political departments in this country. And I think the way for, because Nigerians, we don't want to fight. Like all the crises we are having, the ethno religious violence we have in some part of Nigeria, especially in Plateau, Kaduna, I think it is still out of ignorance, poverty, and lack of proper education. All we need to do is to go back to God and pray that God will touch the heart of our policy makers for them to really come up with policies that will bring us together, that will make us, that will unite us. Then we will no longer bother about who is at the ends of affair any longer. So, like you have rightly said, I think prayer is very essential, and we should set aside a time, a date for a national prayer that will bring together all the religious group in Nigeria, both like Christians and Muslims. Let us come together and have a prayer, especially that we are moving towards our independence anniversary. Okay. We need to go to the altar of God, cry to our God that what God has given us as a nation, the resources he has given us as a nation, we are not using them for the benefit of all of us. And God can help us when we truly come together to pray and ensure that we invite God to the predicament we have find ourselves.
I think our forefathers have seen the importance of prayers and have laid a foundation for us to follow.
How?
If you look at the second stanza of our national anthem, it's prayer.
Exactly.
So if we have that, if our forefathers had that in mind, that Nigeria cannot do without prayers, I think if we think prayer is, if we undermine the position of prayer, we are making a mistake. Secondly, if we have that belief that religion is so important in our lives, to the extent that we disagree because of religion, then why can't we use that religion to unite ourselves and pray for our country together? It is important also to note that being prayerful does not mean that we become negligent of duties. We have to understand that we can never substitute action with prayers.
Yes,
No,
sir.
what I always tell
We
people,
have to pray
what I always tell you is
and walk
you act
and
and,
act.
pray.
That's what I mean.
You act and pray. If you don't act, there's nothing to pray on. So you first and foremost act. But what will you also link this crisis, power and politics, with this power, with this crisis? What's your opinion about those?
About what?
Power,
And politics and this crisis we are seeing here and there.
Like we have said it before, that most of the crises we have in Nigeria are politically motivated, and it is as a result of our politicians seeking for power. When you can see that 2023 is approaching now, the best way to whip up sentiment to your people is to go back to them and tell them, well, you know, we want to contest. I want to contest for this election, and it is these people that will deprive me. This tribe will deprive me. It will whip up sentiment, and they begin to now unnecessarily develop hatred for their neighbors. So I think it's politics, because I don't think I would have loved to ask a question to ask you, what really we talked about the source of mankind, which is Adam. What religion did Adam practice? Was he a Christian or a Muslim?
You are a bishop.
No, one thing, Bishop. Before we talk about the religion practiced by Adam.
No, that one is too long.
Yes.
What is the religion of Abraham?
Abraham himself. No, that is what we are saying.
Okay.
So
What is
it
the
shows
religion
that
of Abraham?
we are simply saying both Adam, Abraham, they worship God.
That's the
They didn't say I'm a Christian or I'm a Muslim. So once we look at it from that angle, that we are one.
Yes.
That our differences does
Okay.
not count.
Okay.
What
about,
matters
let's-
is
let-
our
let me go to
about politics and power. I have one appeal to the politicians
Okay.
and the elites. Let them understand that it is politicians that developed America. It is the elites of
Dubai.
Dubai, UAE, that developed UAE.
Dubai.
It was the elites of and the politicians of Germany that developed Germany. Go to the world, any country you see developing, it is the brain of the elites,
Elites.
You
and
remember
the
Indonesia and
politics of
Malaysia?
the Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and the rest. Now, if you as an elite, if you as a politician or a leader visit any of these countries,
How do you feel?
how do you feel when they look at you as unproductive leader, unimportant elite that cannot change his people?
His own people, his
do
own
you feel
environment.
comfortable? Do you feel that you want going there around? I think we have to change the mindset of we have.
Let me quickly help you in one area. This one will surprise you. A young man traveled to US, and on a Friday, it's a Muslim, and they went where they were looking for a place to pray. It was a big church. They gave them to pray. When they finished prayer, you know what happened? They took them to another restaurant after program. They gave everybody that came food. When he got back home, he began to sponsor food every Friday. What I'm trying to say is, if you go to a particular place, it's something that is good there. The essence of you traveling is to bring what you have seen, bring back home.
Back home.
Yes.
Go and read the early Sudanese empires in West Africa. You remember Mansa Kanka Musa? When he traveled for Hajj and he came back, look at what happened to Kanem-Borno Empire. Why they became so organized, so powerful, so relevant up to today was that traveling by their elite, as you rightly said, by their leaders, they came back. They even brought so many people who can write, who can read, to come back home. Our own leaders. What will you tell God? You have seen America, you have attended so many programs. What have you brought home? God will ask all of you. What will be your final word?
And yet they go to church and they go to mosque and they hide under religion to say, well, they are doing the will of God. My advice is just that we're approaching another independence. Nigeria will be 61 this year. So let us call ourselves to repentance with the politicians. One good thing about God is that God does not necessarily deal with your past. So all of our sins as Nigerians and politicians are forgiven by God. Let us now use this era now to have a change of mind, to have a new orientation about developing Nigeria. Use your political office, use whatever office you are holding to now see how we can have a better Nigeria. I believe Nigeria will not break up by the grace of God.
And I want the young ones to have ambition of rebuilding Nigeria. If, for instance, somebody at my age failed to give you a better Nigeria that you desire for, why can't you plan to be at his position so that you will give your children the better Nigeria he deserves? I believe that Nigerians deserve a better Nigeria. No Nigeria deserves to live in a bad country, especially our children. They deserve to be in school. No child in Nigeria deserves to be out of class. Let's think about this. Thank you.
Because you want us, with all this thing, I'll still go back to the issue of prayers. Bishop was trying to say something that October 1 is not far around. Because October 1 is not far around, I think we should agree on a particular date. We're appealing to government. Probably the last Thursday of September.
Yes.
Should be a national prayer day,
Yeah.
because all of us will accept that day. The Muslim, the Christian, those who can fast, we ask them to fast, and we also pray. Probably just a particular hour that all of us should be at prayer mode. Wherever you are, whether you are in the office, you are at home, you do something, you must pray for our country that time.
Especially in the big mosques and the churches, let's arrange for a prayer that at that spots. For instance, Habibia, the National Mosque, National Economic Center. Let's all gather together and pray.
Especially in the politician mosque too, we must also, where we have National Assembly mosque, you don't know, I'm sure you don't understand. National Assembly mosque is the politician mosque. That is the mosque that is only politician mosque. So,
and he is the pastor of that mosque.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much. So we want to thank you, the pastor of the mosque. So we want to say thank you for this. So I want to thank you so much for being there. You can also, don't forget to join this program every Friday, 11:30 to 12:30, and every Sunday by 5 p.m. and also on all Radio Nigeria Network. Thank you for being there. My name is still Imam Fuad Adeyemi, saying bye-bye.